If you're a high achieving, high performing woman who on the outside maybe looks like you have it all together, but inside you're stuck in a cycle of exhaustion, overwhelm, poor focus, this is for you. I'm Dr. Julia. I'm a health psychologist with a background in neuropsychology, and so many women come to me with this exact pattern that I call functioning on the outside, it's struggling on the inside. And you might resonate with this. On the outside, it looks like you are a go-getter, and internally you still are, but you're showing up for work. Maybe you're still getting things done, but internally you're noticing that it's just not the same. You sit down, you're maybe trying to do some tasks, but your focus just doesn't seem to be there anymore. Or you're finding that you're rereading the same email or the same part of your project 100 times because you just can't seem to remember it. But now you're just feeling really stressed and overwhelmed. And that makes it even harder to focus and remember information. So you just feel so exhausted throughout the day, mentally overloaded, that by the time you get home, all you want to do is just lay on the couch. You're thinking to yourself, I should make a healthy meal. I should exercise. I should, do X, Y, Z. But you find that you're just so exhausted. And that's all you have space for. And what so many women tell me they end up doing is instead of doing any of those things, they end up doom scrolling. And that can last sometimes for hours. And while they're doing that, it really doesn't help with anything, but it causes them to feel even more stressed and overwhelmed because they're thinking about all the things they haven't done. They're looking around their house. The clutter just seems to grow and grow and grow, but they just can't get themselves to clean any of it. And what ends up happening is they really start to question themselves internally. What is wrong with me? Why can't I do simple tasks anymore? Why am I so overwhelmed by this clutter and can't seem to do anything with it? Or maybe I'm really irritable when I am talking with others. The kind of long story short of it is they just tell me, I don't feel like myself anymore. And a lot of them get really worried and scared, rightfully so. Is there something wrong with my brain? Am I just not a high performer anymore? Is this just my life now? Is this how things are going to be? And it really causes them concern, rightfully so. And I see this across the board with women in high-performing roles. This is not just in one role or the other. These are women in healthcare who have always pushed themselves and worked really hard. These are women in sales and real estate, tech roles, corporate women, lawyers, the list goes on. It's not specific to a specific job. It really has more to do with an internal process that's going on that's causing these people not to feel like themselves anymore, and maybe the exact same thing that you're experiencing as well. And because these women, they're used to being go-getters, they're used to figuring things out by themselves. Maybe they go to their doctor, get their labs done. So many of them are told your labs are normal. And they start wondering, well, why am I having all these weird physical issues then? I'm exhausted. Some of them have unexplained digestive issues, headaches, chronic pain. They can't sleep at night. And there's often no medical explanation. And they'll see all the kind of stress management advice that's out there. Eat better, exercise, manage your stress. It doesn't actually tell them how to do that. Or maybe they say, I just need to be more productive. What are productivity hacks that are going to help me? And it's really hard to implement those things when you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, and you're just not focused. And so what ends up happening is they get even more exhausted and discouraged because it's not for lack of trying, but they're trying to piece all these things together in a way that is just not really getting them the results that they want. Or maybe they go to a therapist, maybe they try medication, but they still find that it's treating symptoms and it's not really getting to the root cause. And so what ends up happening is they push harder, they get even more discouraged, and they maybe even blame themselves of, why can't I just figure this out? I've always been able to do that. What is wrong with me? Others might, feel really kind of guilty and bad about that, and they may not reach out for help at all because in their mind, they should be able to figure this out by themselves. Now, if you're feeling that same way, I want to just let you know, just like I let them know, that this is not about discipline. This is not about motivation. This is a nervous system that has become way too stressed, exhausted, and overloaded. And trying to get out of that by yourself or by piecing kind of different pieces of the puzzle together, it's just not going to do it because it is so complex and so nuanced. Once the nervous system gets into this overactivated state, it truly impacts every part of the body and the brain. It changes how your body functions. Things like digestion, immune system functioning, hormonal balance, all those things are impacted. It changes how your brain functions, focus, memory, problem solving, decision making, all of those things start to become blunted because your nervous system is using all of their energy resources to kind of protect you from a danger that doesn't exist. And so what ends up happening, all of these things just start to feel harder and harder. Your work productivity starts to change. how you interact with others. And while all this is going on, everyone else might be looking at you of, hey, she's doing great. She's living the life that, I want. But internally for you, it's a very different story. So it's not for lack of trying. You just haven't been shown the way to actually get to the root of what's going on in your nervous system so you can actually get back to your calm, your happy, your high performing and high achieving self. Now, don't worry, I got you. On this channel, that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm here to help you really understand what is going on in your nervous system and not just give you a bunch of tools here, try this, try that, but really help you understand why we need a holistic system in the right order that truly addresses the body, the brain, the lifestyle, and everything else that goes into your nervous system functioning at its best so you can feel your best too. I'm explaining much more about why this happens in the first place and really what to do about it in an entirely free masterclass. Check it out below. If you're thinking, this is me, I'm ready for a change, check them out below.